You ever see a guy pull up on a motorcycle and think, dang, that could be me? Yeah, I thought that too, until I bought my first bike and realized I had no clue what I was doing. I looked cool for exactly 5 minutes, right before I stalled in front of a cafe full of people. Buying your first motorcycle is like dating your first crush. You're excited, nervous, and totally unaware of the pain ahead. So before you end up on YouTube for all the wrong reasons, here are 10 things I wish I knew. Let's kick it off with number 10. So, you walk into a dealership and there it is, a massive 1000cc beast that looks like it could outrun a cheetah on rocket fuel. Your brain says, yes, this is my destiny. But reality says, you're about to become a street crayon. Starting out on a super powerful bike is like learning to drive in a Formula 1 car. Exciting until it's terrifying. For beginners, a smaller bike, say 250cc or 400cc, is more than enough. You'll actually learn to ride properly instead of just clinging on for dear life. Lighter bikes are easier to handle, more forgiving when you mess up, and you will mess up, and way less scary in tight spots or at low speeds. Think of it this way, you wouldn't learn to sword fight by grabbing a lightsaber. Take it slow. Your pride might sulk, but your body and bank account will thank you. Like that tip? Subscribe so you don't accidentally buy rocket fuel for your first ride. At first, I thought helmets were just brain buckets. Boring, bulky, and ruining my cool biker vibe. But here's the truth. Your helmet says more about you than anything else on the bike. It's your face on the road. It's your personality, your safety net, and your only line of defense against gravel, bugs, and the occasional pigeon kamikaze. More than just a safety item though, a good helmet gives you comfort, confidence, and peace of mind. Fit is everything. Too loose and it wobbles, too tight and your brain becomes a stress ball. Spend time and money getting the right one. Bonus points for a dark visor, because let's be real, everyone looks 10% cooler with it down. You might look like a bobblehead at first, but you'll look a lot cooler than the guy in the ER. So rock that helmet like it's a crown, because on the road, it kind of is. Look, riding in a t-shirt and shorts might feel like freedom until the road decides to exfoliate you at 40 miles per hour. Trust me, road rash is nature's way of saying you messed up. I used to think jeans and sneakers were close enough to gear. Spoiler alert, they're not. They're just slightly tougher pajamas. Real motorcycle gear, jacket, gloves, armored pants, and boots isn't just about looking like RoboCop. It's about keeping your skin attached to your body. Yeah, it can be hot, bulky, and make you feel like you're gearing up for battle, but that's kind of the point. You're going into combat with the asphalt. Besides, modern gear looks awesome. You can find lightweight, breathable gear that still protects you like a medieval knight. Bottom line, dress for the slide, not the ride. And remember, scars may tell stories, but full skin tells better ones. Motorcycles aren't like cars. You can't just gas them up and forget about them. These machines need regular love, or they'll start acting up like a toddler after skipping nap time. I once ignored a loose chain until it sounded like a haunted wind chime. Lesson learned. You don't have to be a pro mechanic, but knowing how to check your oil, tires, brakes, and chain will save you from breakdowns, expensive repairs, and looking clueless on the side of the road. Trust me, pushing your bike home is humbling. Think of basic maintenance as self-care for your ride. Skip it, and your bike will throw a tantrum when you least expect it, probably in traffic or during a first date. So grab a wrench, learn the basics, and keep your ride and your dignity running smoothly. Before I started riding, I thought wind would be this majestic, movie-style breeze that made me feel free and alive. In reality, it's like getting smacked in the face by an angry invisible gorilla, repeatedly. Once you hit highway speeds, wind becomes a full contact sport. Your helmet tugs at your head like it's trying to escape. Your jacket turns into a parachute, and your arms feel like they're bench pressing the atmosphere. Don't even get me started on crosswinds. Those things will have you leaning like you're dodging sniper fire. Wind isn't just annoying, it's exhausting. It affects your balance, your fuel economy, and your confidence. If your bike has a windshield, you're already winning. If not, learn how to tuck and brace. Trust me, the wind doesn't care how cool you look. It's here to test your soul. Respect it, prepare for it, and maybe wear an extra layer, because wind chill on two wheels is real. Has wind ever nearly ripped you off your bike? Comment below with your best windy wipeout. Riding with a group sounds like a blast, until you realize no one's on the same page. One guy thinks he's in MotoGP, another's taking corners like he's carrying a tray of drinks, and you're just trying not to die. Group rides can be fun, but they're also chaos if you're not prepared. You'll deal with peer pressure to go faster, ride riskier, or take turns you're not ready for. And trying to keep up with more experienced riders? That's how you end up in a bush, or worse. The golden rule: ride your own bike. Stay within your comfort zone, even if it means falling behind. Real riders respect that, and if they don't, maybe they're not the crew for you. Communicate, plan stops, know the route, and never be afraid to peel off and go solo. It's not a race, it's supposed to be fun, not a high-speed panic attack on wheels. Rain on a motorcycle is not romantic or peaceful, it's wet chaos. I used to think riding in the rain would be all cinematic and deep. Nope, it's slipping, sliding, squinting through your visor, and praying your tires remember how friction works. First off, everything gets slippery, especially road paint, manhole covers, and fallen leaves, which basically turn into banana peels of doom. Your brakes feel mushy, visibility drops to guess and hope, and your gloves? Yep, they're now sponges. If you're caught in the rain, slow down. Leave extra space, avoid sudden moves, and be gentle with the throttle and brakes. Oh, and waterproof gear is a must unless you enjoy feeling like a soggy burrito. Riding in the rain teaches you a lot, and it also humbles you real quick. You'll go from feeling like a hero to feeling like a human windshield in seconds. Be prepared, stay calm, and remember, no ride is worth hydroplaning into a puddle of shame. Okay, let me break it to you gently. You are going to drop your bike. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, gravity will win, and your pride will take a dive right along with your ride. It might happen in a parking lot, or at a stoplight, or while trying to do a slow U-turn in front of your crush. And when it does, it'll feel like the most embarrassing moment of your life. But guess what? It's totally normal. Every rider drops their bike at some point. It's almost like a rite of passage, like getting your first scratch on a new phone. Painful, but inevitable. The key is to not let it mess with your confidence. Learn how to pick up your bike properly. You might want to YouTube it before it's showtime. Laugh it off, and move on. Because it's not about if you drop it, it's about how you bounce back. Bonus tip: crash bars and frame sliders are cheap insurance for your ego. Motorcycle insurance isn't exactly thrilling to talk about until you need it. Then suddenly, it's the most important conversation of your life. When I got my first policy, I just clicked the cheapest option and thought, cool, I'm covered. Spoiler, I wasn't. Not all insurance is created equally. Some cover theft, some don't. Some cover custom parts, some treat your new exhaust like it never existed. And that comprehensive plan might only be comprehensive in name. The fine print matters. Read it like it's a love letter from your bank account. Also, check your liability limits, collision coverage, and whether roadside assistance is included. Trust me, standing on the side of the highway googling tow truck near me is a humbling experience. Take the time to actually understand what you're paying for. Talk to an agent. Ask dumb questions. Trust me, they've heard worse. And don't assume cheap means smart, because the only thing worse than crashing is crashing and paying for everything yourself. No one warned me that buying a motorcycle wouldn't just change my weekends. It would change everything. I thought I was getting a fun toy. What I got was a full-blown lifestyle shift and a new personality trait. You'll start by choosing the long way home just for the curves. You'll start noticing the weather like a farmer. You'll make friends with total strangers just because they ride too. You'll gain confidence, patience, awareness, and probably a mild addiction to motorcycle gear. It's not all perfect. You'll face scary moments, get frustrated, and maybe question your sanity, but you'll also feel more alive than ever. There's something about being exposed to the world, feeling every movement of the machine, and conquering your own fear that's hard to explain but impossible to forget. Riding isn't just transportation, it's therapy on two wheels. So yes, it'll change your life, but if you let it, it'll make it a whole lot better. And there you have it, 10 things I really wish I knew before I bought my first motorcycle. If you're about to join the two-wheel tribe, let this be your friendly warning and your official welcome. It's a wild ride, sometimes literally, but it's also one of the most rewarding decisions you'll ever make. You'll mess up, you'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll have stories that make your non-riding friends question your sanity. That's part of the magic. So whether you're still shopping for your first bike or just reliving the rookie days, remember, every expert rider was once a nervous newbie who didn't know what button started the engine. If you found this helpful, entertaining, or you just laughed once, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more motor madness, and drop your own wish I knew moment in the comments below. Ride wise, ride smarter, and most importantly, enjoy every mile, because life's better on two wheels.